Hello, everyone. It's time for Vanna Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. I'm your host, Pete Costanos. This is episode 278, season 12. Today's date is November 21st, 2023, and welcome to the program. On today's program, I'm going to talk about the 50th anniversary of the TV animated special, A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. And also, I will talk about my memories of Winchell Donuts in Chicago. This will be fun. Okay. But first, the program will go into a commercial break. And this program is brought to you by Butterball Turkey. I played this commercial last year. And it's a classic commercial from the 1980s. This is from 1984. And you can still find it on YouTube. Like I said, I find it very funny. And so just sit back and relax, and I'll be right back with the show, folks. Thank you.
Remember, Harry, it's Marion's first holiday turkey, not a word if it's dry.
Do I have to eat the turkey if it's dry?
Uh-huh.
It's her first turkey.
It won't be juicy.
What they don't know is Marion's first turkey is America's first turkey, Butterball. It's always juicy because it's specially deep basted, so every slice is moist and tender.
Juicy turkey, Marion.
I knew it would be.
America's first turkey, Butterball. Also available fresh.
Oh, it's such a clutch off-season pickup, Dave.
I was worried we'd bring back the same team.
I meant those blackout motorized shades.
Blinds.com made it crazy affordable to replace our old blinds.
Hard to install?
No, it's easy. I installed these and then got some for my mom. She talked to a design consultant for free and scheduled a professional measure and install.
Hall of Fame son.
They're the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings in the world.
Blinds.com is the GOAT.
Shop Blinds.com right now and get up to 45% off select styles, plus a professional measure. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed that commercial for Butterball Turkey. Yeah, that nosy old lady. They shouldn't have invited her. I'm sure everyone has a relative like that. It comes once a year and just becomes a fly in the ointment, so to speak. Anyway, so yeah, Butterball's still around. Thanksgiving's coming up Thursday. For my plans, it'll be just me, my mom, and my brother. My other brother can't make it. Hopefully he'll come for Christmas. And she just bought a small turkey breast. That's it. Because we can't eat a whole turkey. That's too much, and it's too much work for my mom. Because she's 88, and I don't want her to strain herself. I do help her, but. She's just gonna make a couple sides, and we have dessert. That's it. It'll be we eat at 6:00. We're done. Then we have leftovers till Monday, like that. So I'm sure it'll be fine. All right. At the beginning of the program, I mentioned I'm going to talk about the 50th anniversary of the TV animated special, A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. Getting way ahead of myself. Also, my memories of Winchell Donuts in Chicago. That's a good topic. Before I get started, I want to mention one thing. I posted this yesterday. I think everyone knows what's going on with me, with my health. So I'll start at the beginning. I went for my blood test yesterday. The reason I went for yesterday is because, it's a holiday, and usually I can go at the end of the week, and my doctor's appointment with the urologist is the 29th. So I didn't want to go next Monday. That's too soon. So I went there, and I was expecting everything was fine. And then I went out to breakfast with my brother, and then I came home, and I got the test results like almost an hour. That was quick. Uh, the PSA went up. It went up to 4.6. It was 1.6 before, so it went up 3 points. That's worrisome. It could be a couple of factors. One, uh, my calcium's still high because I went to the doctor last October 30th. I got the test results there. My regular doctor, that is. Everything's fine. My cholesterol's good. My blood pressure's great. My glucose is good. Only the calcium is like over the border. It's still high, and I still have the spot on my 10th right rib, and my oncologist said when I saw him this past August, he says it's not progressing, it's just there. So that could be the factor of that, So another thing is I take two medications. One is Orgovix, the other is Xtandi. I've been taking Orgovix for about a couple years. Then I'm taking Xtandi. I started last year or something like that. And then about mid-August, I didn't receive any more. There was some screw up with the insurance, something like that. So it kept rejecting the approval of that, and it was awful. And that lasted to about a month and a half. And I kept calling the doctor. I kept calling my urologist. I kept calling the place that sent the pills back and forth, nothing. So I didn't take anything, and that could be the cause of the PSA rising. Maybe. I don't know. I hope my urologist is aware of it. I'm sure he is, so you can, when I go see him next Monday, I'll ask him. Could be that. He's a good doctor, but he wants me to get to zero, and that's tough. It's very hard to do that, and I'm trying. What can I do? So he just wants me to get better and healthy, because in my situation, when I had prostate cancer, it was horrible, horrible. It didn't spread to my body, but it was awful when I was diagnosed, and it'll be like 4 years next month on the 10th of December. And so he said it was one of the nastiest cancers he ever saw. Anyway, so I'm thinking it's that. So I'm back on it. I went back on it like late September, taking 4 pills at night every day. Hopefully it'll go down, because I think it takes a while to kick in, maybe a month or so, just for the PSA to drop. I'm hoping. I don't know. I can't say. I was very disappointed. Very disappointed. And so I posted on social media. I text people that I know, family, friends, and let them know, because we're all waiting what's going to happen. And I told them, and I just got a setback. So I'm okay. I feel fine. Other than that, I'm losing weight. I think I've lost. I'm 195 now, or 196, around there. So I've lost some weight. Last time when I was there, I lost about 10 pounds or something like that. When I first, this is before I was diagnosed, I weighed about 243. That's a lot. So I've lost about 248 pounds, since then. That's a lot of weight. I still have a lot to go. I'm still a little out of shape. I did a walking and all that, but it would be great if I lost about maybe 10 or 15. 20 would be great. 10, between 10 and 20. They'll look good. I still look good. It's amazing, because some people have noticed me. I've looked thin. It's funny when you go to you go to a doctor's scale. If you go to the scale at a doctor's office, and then you just hop on, and then you're off, and then they write down, and that's, I don't know if that's accurate, or my scale and my house is. I don't know. I should buy a digital one. That should do that. And anyway, so because when I went to the doctor's office in October, I gained 5 pounds, and the doctor said, "No, don't worry about it. You've lost weight. You look thin. You look good. And stick to your diet. Just eat well, do a little exercise. You'll be fine. Don't join any programs. No, it's not for you. It's not, don't do that. Mm-mm. Just eat just cut down and stuff. You'll be fine. It's slow, but safe. Okay." So that's it. So give you guys a health update next Wednesday. Okay. Probably I'll post it on social media. If I do a podcast next Tuesday, I won't go see I won't see the doctor then. It'll be the 29th, so I have to wait next weekend. I'll give you an update. All right. So that's it. So I also want to thank everyone's support and their comments. Everyone on social media has been wonderful. Oh, I love you all. I'm very touched. It's great. It's great. I'm just they say they love me. They love they love the page. They love the health updates. And keep it coming. And coming up is Christmas. After Thanksgiving, I love posting Christmas stuff. That's one of my favorites. Van Chicagoland. Finding something related to Christmas. Oh, that's a lot of fun. Like boxes and stores and all kinds of things. Yeah, that's great. Okay. I do get a couple comments from people saying, "Why are you doing this? Why are you telling us?" You get some negative Nellies out there. You ignore them. Just move on. Okay. All right. Let's get started. We're going to have fun. I'm going to talk about the 50th anniversary of the TV animated special, Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. And I love this special. It's one of my favorites. My favorite is, it's not the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. Oh, it's funny. I like that. My favorite is Charlie Brown Christmas. But I love the Thanksgiving one. It's very funny. It's warm. It's a lot of fun watching. I watched it for the first time when it aired. I did. So it aired on CBS Network, on WBBM TV Channel 2 in Chicago on November 20th, 1973, which is the 50th anniversary yesterday. And so the plot is, in the beginning, we have the famous scene where Lucy has the football and Charlie Brown tries to kick it. And you know what happens. She pulls it away and he screams when he tries to kick it and lands flat on his back, And that was the only time you would see Lucy in the show. She's not featured in the rest of the show, which was odd to me when I first saw it, and then I still find it odd. So she's not a featured character in there. So it's really Charlie Brown, his sister Lucy. Linus is there. Doesn't explain where Lucy was. And then so Charlie Brown and his sister are planning to go to their grandmother's house for Thanksgiving. All of a sudden, Charlie Brown gets a phone call from Peppermint Patty, and she calls him Chuck. And she forces to invite herself to Thanksgiving at his house. And he's trying to explain, I'm not going to be home. I'm not going to do that, And then she just talking and she hung up. Then she calls again and she goes, "You remember Marcy? Yeah, I told you about Thanksgiving and we want to invite too." And then Charlie Brown's still tongue-tied. And then she calls again, and then she says, "Chuck, do you remember Franklin? I invited him too." Oh, I hate that. She's like a bulldozer like that. Oh, jeez. I don't know. That was crazy. So Linus suggested, why don't you have two dinners? You can cook Thanksgiving dinner for Peppermint Patty and her friends, and then go to your grandmother's house. And Charlie Brown says, I can't cook a Thanksgiving dinner. All I make is toast and cold cereal, like me. And they tried, how would you say that? Improvise, and they asked Snoopy for their help. And Snoopy asked Woodstock to help. So the funniest scenes where Snoopy sets up the ping pong table and the chairs, and these sort of come alive, and it's like, well, it's kind of scary. It's like a horror movie in there, but it's not. And what they had for the meal was toast, pan-fried popcorn, pretzel sticks, and jelly beans. And then Linus, then the guests arrive, and then Linus leads the group in prayer. They talk, and he explains about the first Thanksgiving. Okay, and once he does that, he throws it to each person. And Peppermint Patty was outraged. She was upset. He goes, "What is this? A piece of toast, some jelly beans, popcorn? Where's the turkey? Where's the cranberry sauce? Where's the pumpkin pie?" And then Charlie Brown he felt bad. He really did. He felt kind of like, ugh. So anyway, Marcy points out to Peppermint, she says, "Well, did you ask him? You're being hard on Charlie Brown, and ask her, did you invite? Did he invited you, or you invited yourself?" Of course, she invited herself. And then Charlie Brown reminded that him and Sister Sally are due to his grandmother's house, and they're supposed to leave. And then, so he called his grandmother's house and asked her, "Yeah, I'm sorry, Grandma, really, we're on our way." And she said, "I'm with my friends." And then she invited all of them to her Thanksgiving for Thanksgiving dinner, and that was sweet, And they all went, and they're all in the car. They're all singing. Snoopy didn't come along. Excuse me. I'll get to that in a second. And at the end, the problem was that Charlie Brown says, "My grandmother's house doesn't live in a house; she lives in a condominium." Okay. Anyway, so then all of a sudden, Snoopy and Woodstock go to the doghouse, and they cook their own meal. And they had turkey, they had stuffing, they had cranberry sauce, and sweet potatoes, and a pumpkin pie. And at the end credits, they devoured the dessert. Oh boy, that looked good. That's great. And that's the end of that. And it's been a classic ever since. I watched it every year. I still love it. First it was on CBS, then they moved it to ABC, on WLS TV, Channel 7 in Chicago. But they stopped airing it. Now it's on Apple TV. Boo. I shouldn't do that. Well, you can buy the DVD and just watch whatever you want. I should do that. And so it's a tradition. And I like those special. I really do. It's great. So, so we'll see. Maybe I'll watch, but I heard this year Apple TV might show it on the air free. I hope so. I think so. But I think they're going to show it on PBS. If they do that, I'll watch it, Because then next month is the Charlie Brown Christmas. It's an all-time classic. I love that special as well. Okay. All right. Next up, I'm going to talk about Winchell Donuts. Now, I just saw a comment just now on Facebook, and some guy goes, "Oh, they're still here." I go, "What? No." He's thinking of something else. I don't know. Maybe it's a donut place that starts with a W. Anyway, I'll give you a history of that. First, I'll explain the history of the Winchell's Donuts, and I'll play a commercial, and then I'll talk about the locations of the donut shops that were in Chicago. Okay, so here we go. So it was founded by Vern Winchell, excuse me, and he was also the chief executive officer of Denny's restaurant. Oh, okay. And it was founded on October 8th, 1948 in Temple City, California. And just spread around, and then it opened in other locations. Right now they're in 6 western states, and they're also out overseas as well. Yeah, that's good. Their headquarters now is in the City of Industry in California. Okay. And their slogan was "Home of the Warm and Fresh Donut." I don't know if it was warm. Was it? I don't know. And it offers customers a 14 donut dozen, and as opposed to a standard baker's dozen of 13. Wow. Didn't know that. Okay. And in 2004, it was purchased by Yum Yum Donuts. It's another donut company. And they also based in California. That's a chain, but they still continue to operate Winchell's by their name. Okay. And right now, they're in California. There's a lot of, especially in Los Angeles. Excuse me. But they're also in Nebraska and Colorado, and I think that's it. I don't know about anywhere else, but nowhere else. No. So I see. Yeah, like that. So I don't know why they closed in other states. That's kind of unusual. They didn't also serve donuts. They served also sandwiches. Baked goods, breakfast. They expanded that too. Okay, and they were open 24 hours. I think they still are. Some of them are, I believe. Okay, right now I'm going to play a commercial for Winchell's Donuts. When I come back, I'll talk about the locations of the donut place in Chicago. They had a lot of them at that time. So here it is. I don't know what year it's from. Probably in the 80s or 70s or 80s. So just sit back and relax, and I'll be right back, folks. Thank you.
Ralph, look. Winchell's is taking 75 cents off any dozen donuts.
No, you don't mean any dozen, Norma.
Any dozen, Ralph.
Oh, look at those chocolate ones.
Oh, and the apple fritters.
Oh, no, not the lemon. 75 cents off the lemon?
Any dozen, Ralph.
They stop at nothing, Norma.
I know, Ralph. Here's the car keys.
75 cents off any dozen donuts. Anytime at any Winchell's.
Hey, Atlanta. Apple is open for small business. That's right. We're here to make starting and running your business simpler. With privacy and security built in on all devices, it's easy for you to protect your customers' data. And if you need hardware or software support, you'll get advice from business experts at no cost whatsoever. So you can focus more on the soup du jour and less on, the other stuff. At Apple, we're open for your small business. Go to apple.com/small business or visit an Apple store to learn more.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Winchell's Donuts. First, before I start with the locations, I want to tell you my memories of going there. I went there a couple times during the late 70s and early 80s. There was one in Oak Lawn on Cicero Avenue. I can't think of the top of my head the address. I'll get to that in a second, but they were good. I remember Bossa Donuts, and I think they're in Arizona. Bosa, Bossa. Or is it Bosa? Bossa? I don't know. We still have Dunkin' Donuts. They're everywhere. They've expanded. We also have Krispy Kreme. They were here, then they left, and now they're back. All kinds. But we have those, But the best donuts you can have is like going to a bakery. They make them in the bakery in the back. Hot and fresh and good, with chocolate frosting and all that. Ooh, that's good. Like that. My favorite is, I like plain. Sometimes like old fashioned or chocolate frosted or Boston cream. I love Boston cream. Yeah. Okay. So here are the locations of the Winchell's Donuts in the Chicagoland area at one time. So here we go. Okay. So I'll read it off. So it was in Alsop, Illinois, like 115th and Pulaski. And there was one in Antioch, Aurora at the Fox Valley Mall. Also Bellwood, Calumet Park. In Chicago, there were a lot of them. A lot on the north side, not much on the south side, really. So there's one on the south side. It was at 55th and South Harlem. So I'm thinking that's probably where Portillo's is, or the Candlelight Playhouse was, and they opened a Krispy Kreme there, a little further down, and then they closed that. And now it's a bank. So also they had it at Illinois Center, and then Boulevard Towers North, and also Michigan, and that's at the Michigan Avenue level. Yeah, it's kind of so. Like in the other locations, Chicago was on Belmont, west of Cicero. There was also on Division Street near Clark. Also on North Avenue, Fullerton, Pulaski, and also Belmont and Kedzie in the Logan Square neighborhood. Also, that photo I posted yesterday, that was at Fullerton and Clark Street. The address was 2471, and that's a cool photo of that. And it's on the left side. Okay. Also, it was on Chicago Heights, Des Plaines, Glen Ellen, Hanover Park, in Harvey, in Lyons, North Chicago, in Norwich, near not near Harvin and Irving, no, probably a little south of there. The one in Oak Lawn that I mentioned, it was at 9229 South Cicero. That's the address. Also, it was at Oak Park, Illinois, in Orland Park Square in Orland Park, Illinois, Rolling Meadows, St. Charles, and Villa Park, and Woodridge. Okay, so let's see if I miss anything. Because I have two ads. That was from 1983. This is from 1979 that I'm going to look. I think some have closed since then. So let's see. I'm trying to remember. Okay, there was one in Bridgeview at 87th and Harlem. One in Calumet City. There was one, couple in Archer, on Archer Avenue. We're two in Archer. Also 58th and Kedzie. Also in Irving Park Road, about Central. Also on Touhy Avenue, California. I didn't know that. Let's see what else. It was on 103rd and Kedzie. It was at 6321 North Lincoln Avenue. Also at Piper's Alley Shopping Center, and up north like that. Okay, it was also in Crest Hill, Hanover Park, Joliet, Lombard, Naperville, North Riverside, probably near the North Riverside Mall. Okay. There was one in Palos Heights, 127th and by Richland, and also Tinley Park, 167th and Oak Park Avenue, and that's it. Yeah. So that's about it. So I wish they did come back, but I don't think they will. But I was in LA one time and I didn't notice any donuts. This happened about 15 years ago, so maybe I should have stopped by and have some. Have some donuts and coffee, but no, that didn't happen. Okay. So that's it for this program. I'll do a recap of what I talked about. I talked about my health status. Also, I talked about the 50th anniversary of a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. That's the animated TV special. Also, my memories of Winchell Donuts in the Chicagoland area. This podcast will be published later on today. Wherever podcasts are found: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, also on Breaker. What's the other one? We have Overcast. Just hit subscribe. You'll get a notification of the latest podcast. Also, on my YouTube channel, just do a search and type in Vanish Chicagoland Stories. You will get the podcast. People have always asked me that. Where do I find your podcast? All the time. Just do a search on YouTube, hit subscribe. You'll get the latest episode. You can also listen to previous episodes if you like on your desktop, on your phone, your tablet. It's funny. You can also listen on your television set. If you have the apps, the YouTube apps, or so Spotify has an app on your TV, your smart TV. Also, be on my blog, Chicagoland.blog. Also, be shared on my social media, Facebook, X, Instagram, Threads, and Reddit. Also on LinkedIn. Okay. Whew, that's a lot. So this is Pico Stanish, your host for Vanish Chicagoland Stories. The podcast. Thank you for joining me. I had a good time talking. Had to get all that out of my chest. I feel good. Next podcast episode will be Saturday or Sunday. Probably this weekend for sure. So everyone have a great Thanksgiving. Have a great holiday. Don't eat too much. Well, we will anyway. I'll do my best to cut down. It's not easy. It's never easy for anyone. No. Because food is food, and good food is good food, and sometimes it's unavoidable. You do your best, and then so today is not a bad day. It's kind of chilly, kind of cloudy. So have a great day, everyone, and bye bye for me. And here's a little Ray Rayner with a little traveling music saying bye bye bye. Take care, everyone, and so long.
We have to go. Bye, bye, bye.